I refused to invite my golden child brother to my wedding. So my parents threatened to cut me off. Then they tried to crash the wedding and got the biggest shock of their lives. I'm Sarah, 30F, and I've always had a complicated relationship with my younger brother, Mike, 107M. Growing up, our parents consistently favored him, which created a lot of tension between us. They would shower Mike with praise for even the smallest accomplishments while barely acknowledging my achievements. Our family dynamic wasn't always this way. When I was younger, before Mike was born, I remember feeling loved and supported by my parents. They would take me to the park, read me bedtime stories, and proudly display my artwork on the fridge. But everything changed when Mike arrived. From the moment he was born, it was clear that Mike was going to be the golden child. Our parents doted on him constantly, often neglecting my needs in the process. As we grew older, this favoritism only intensified. I vividly remember my 10th birthday. I had been begging for a bicycle for months, dropping hints and even leaving magazine clippings around the house. When the big day came, I eagerly unwrapped my presents, only to find clothes and books. My parents explained that a bike was too expensive. Just 2 weeks later, they surprised Mike with a brand new bike for no particular reason. When I asked why he got one and I didn't, they said, "Mike needs more exercise. You're fine without one." This pattern continued throughout our childhood. When I made the honor roll in middle school, my parents barely glanced at the certificate. But when Mike got a B+ on a single test, they took the whole family out for a celebratory dinner. The disparity in how we were treated became even more apparent as we entered our teenage years. When I was 16, I got my first part-time job at a local bookstore. I was thrilled to finally have my own source of income and started saving for college. However, my excitement was short-lived. Mike, then 13, complained to our parents that it wasn't fair that I had spending money while he didn't. Instead of encouraging him to wait until he was old enough to get his own job, our parents made an outrageous demand. They insisted that I give Mike half of my earnings each month. I was shocked and tried to protest, but they threatened to make me quit the job if I didn't comply. Reluctantly, I agreed, watching half of my hard-earned money go to my brother, who spent it frivolously on video games and junk food. This incident set a precedent for Mike to feel entitled to my things. Throughout high school, he would regularly borrow my belongings without asking. Clothes, electronics, even my car once I got my license. If I dared to complain, our parents would lecture me about the importance of sharing with my brother. They never seemed to consider that Mike should learn to respect other people's property. Despite the constant favoritism, I worked hard in school, hoping that academic success might finally earn me some recognition from my parents. When I got accepted to my dream college with a partial scholarship, I was over the moon. I rushed home to share the news, envisioning a proud reaction from my parents. Instead, they gave a lukewarm response saying, "That's nice, honey," before quickly changing the subject to Mike's latest football game. In contrast, when Mike got into a local community college a few years later,